Work is equal to the change in energy. And this can be calculated by taking the integral of force applied to an object in terms of r, which is its position. So let's take an example problem from the AP test. How does work required to accelerate a particle from 10 meters per second to 20 meters per second compared to that required to accelerate it from 20 meters per second to 30 meters per second? So it's basically asking if it's more or less or equal. Let me get a scratch paper. So we know that work is equal to the integral of force dr. And we also know that dr, r being position, is equal to velocity dt, because the change, the derivative of the position is equal to velocity dt for time. So we know this much. And from there, we see that between these two, work will be over the same time, because force will remain the same, and the time to accelerate it that much will be the same. However, the velocity, which we're also multiplying it by, will be greater for the 20 to 30 meter per second interval. So we have work being equal to f v dt. And now we have it in terms of time rather than being in terms of the change in position. So we know that the force remains the same and the time remains the same. However, velocity is greater in the interval with greater velocity, so we know that the work required to accelerate the particle from 20 meters per second to 30 meters per second will be greater than the work required to accelerate it from 10 meters per second to 20 meters per second.